Good morning. My name is Nate Jones, and I have the honor of being your worship associate this morning. I want to welcome everyone here and online to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke, with a special welcome to those who are attending for the first time. We hope you stay after the service for coffee in the fellowship hall. Let's take a second and turn to the camera and wave to our friends at home. And for those of you who are online who wish to share your joys or concerns during the Lifelines portion, please put them in the chat in the next 15 minutes. We acknowledge with gratitude and reverence that our church resides on lands inhabited by the Tutelo and Monacan nations. Our minister is the Reverend Walter DeFleur, and today's sermon is called A Gift Given. If you would please join me in reciting our words of welcome. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, as you come seeking love, your presence here is a gift. Whether you're filled with sadness or overflowing with joy, needing to be alone or engaged with others, all who welcome all are welcome here. And now our covenant. We commit to supporting each other with respect and direct communication as we work in community to explore spiritual growth and to be a force for good in the world.
We plow the fields and scatter the good seed on the land, but it is fed and watered by God's almighty hand. He sends the snow in winter, the warmth to swell the grain, the breezes and the sunshine, and soft, refreshing rain. All good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. So thank the Lord, oh, thank the Lord for all his love. We thank thee then, O Father, for all things bright and good, the seed time and the harvest, our life, our health, our food. No gifts have we to offer, for all thy love imparts, but that which thou desirest, our humble, grateful heart. All good gifts around us are sent from heaven above. So thank the Lord, oh, thank the Lord for all his love. I really want to thank you, Lord. I want to thank you, are sent from heaven above. Oh, thank all you, good gifts around us. Thank you, Lord.
Good morning. Thus far, there's only two things she can't do that I found out. Our opening words this morning are the words of W.E.B. Du Bois. Now is the accepted time, not tomorrow, not some more convenient season. It is today that our best work can be done, and not some future day or future year. It is today that we fit ourselves for the greater usefulness of tomorrow. Today is the seed time. Now are the hours of work, and tomorrow comes the harvest and the playtime. And there's Chalice lighting words, Christine Robinson. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning and celebration of the life we share together.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life.
Good morning. I'm Jessie, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Faith Development here, and I want all my young folks to come forward. I have a really cool thing for you guys to participate in this morning. As you come forward, I will let you guys know that I use they, them pronouns. And what do I have here? A box, a present. It is a present. I'm going to shake it, and I want you guys to guess what's in there. What could it be? A what? A Monster High Doll? Well, let's hope that if it is a Monster High Doll, it doesn't like blow up all of a sudden. What if I told you it was something that somebody needs? A suitcase? It might be a suitcase. People need suitcases, right? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Everybody needs a peanut butter and jelly sometimes. What if I told you, so I have a bunch of people here. If I told you it was something that Rev Walter needs, what might it be? You think he has everything he needs? His own speaker. What if I told you it was something that Carrie needs at the piano? What might she need? A book? What if it's something that the board needs? Now, if you're on the board, you might need to raise your hand. The board are the people that help steer the church in the direction that everybody wants it to go. So what do you think the board might need? A board on top. I don't know if you guys are having to balance that or what. What about the worship associates, the people that stand up here and introduce things and tell us who's our worship associate for today? It's Mr. Nate. Jake's dad, yeah. A speaker. Now, the AV team might already have their answer. That's the folks that help tell us when to ring the bell. They make things go on YouTube for us. They make sure that the microphone is turned on. What might they need? A new suit. All right. What do you think we might need in the church nursery? A telescope? That sounds like fun. What do you think everybody in here needs? Something that we could give to every single person? A bracelet. What were you thinking? A giant present. Sometimes it's good to get things that you need, even when you don't know you need it. Rev Walter, you didn't know you needed a new speaker, did you? Yeah. So this is our list of things that might be in this box for the people that need them. We're going to talk a little bit more about presents and getting gifts that are things that we need when we go upstairs. Are you ready for that? We're going upstairs. The downstairs is not a fun place to play. So we're going to head upstairs, and you can be the leader, Della.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Today's reading is a litany of thanksgiving from Howard Thurman's Meditations of the Heart. Today, I make my sacrament of thanksgiving. I begin with the simple things of my days: fresh air to breathe, cool water to drink, the taste of food, the protection of houses and clothes, the comforts of home. For these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I bring to mind all the warmth of humanity that I have known: my mother's arms, the strength of my father, the playmates of my childhood, the wonderful stories brought to me from the lives of many who talked of days gone by when fairies and giants and all kinds of magic held sway. The tears I have shed, the tears I have seen, the excitement of laughter and the twinkle in the eye with its reminder that life is good. For all these, I make an act of thanksgiving this day. I pass before me the mainsprings of my heritage, the fruits of the labors of countless generations who lived before me, without whom my own life would have no meaning. The seers who saw visions and dreamed dreams, the prophets who sensed a truth greater than the mind could grasp, and whose words could only find fulfillment in the years which they would never see. All these, and more than mind can think and heart can feel, I make as my sacrament of thanksgiving to Thee, our Father, in humbleness of mind and simplicity of heart.
We're entering a season of giving. It's a unique time of the year providing a unique experience, perhaps particular experience for those of us of American culture, the culture built on capitalism, a culture of getting and having, a culture in which getting and having is an almost constant driver or reference point. But this time of the year is different. This holiday is more of an inside out, more of an internal orientation than other celebrations. This holiday has its origin in a dynamic not of our making. This celebration is built around what we have been given, not earned, not accomplished, not achieved. Thanksgiving is a celebration many of us look forward to. The celebration has a long history in this country. even if the truthful storyline has been lost or distorted. Family histories, traditional ways of celebrating are passed down through generations and moved away from as well. How and where families gather is often a central part of the tradition, albeit these days, traditions with much less sway over behavior than in earlier generations. Thanksgiving is the start of the biggest holidays of the year, leading to Christmas, New Year's celebration, and there are more to follow after that. We're at the edge of almost 2 months of celebration, including Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. The stories induced the celebration weeks ago. The stores induced the celebration weeks ago. At the same time, as is typical of many so-called traditions and celebrations, the history and lived experience of such traditions often bring some amount of angst. Angst grounded in any number of experiences. Some have to do with how to deal with disgruntled family members. Who gets invited? What subjects will surely be discussed and which should not be discussed? Who will take up the most airspace is seldom in dispute. In many families, whose house shall be the gathering place is another thing that's not in question. And for others, there may be a vying for center stage. We've all been there at some point or another, and to varying degrees of potential unhappy outcomes. But perhaps, that's an unfounded assumption. Maybe even a projection based on personal experience. I come from a large family. Or stories told to minister in hushed tones. All this takes place against a day or extended weekend of celebration and merrymaking. The day is called Thanksgiving, a time of the year when we are all supposed to stop the clock and focus on those things for which we are thankful. That expectation is often accomplished at the initial sitting down when all have gathered for a celebratory meal. Do you folks go around the table and each person say that for which they are thankful? Some heads nods. At other times, it's an informal dynamic that runs through the gathered time together. Sometimes shared information is between certain people and not others. Certain information may take center stage over and above any other statements, any other events or expectations. Sometimes, maybe too often, football games are what is of most important, ostensibly for the inclusion of all of those who have gathered. And the degree of thankfulness may well be dependent on who wins. Our own individual experiences can likely attest to the fact that not all family gatherings are happy events. There may be a subject matter that hangs in the air as a dark, ominous cloud, or carry the weight of walking on the thinness of ice, the delicateness of interactions. Perhaps there is the predictable feud or alcohol-induced distraction. Anybody recognize such a thing at Thanksgiving time? Overall, it seems to me, often there is not a lot of focus on that for which we are thankful. I'm not even sure the notion of being thankful is a cultural normative experience these days. So much seems to be taken for granted or still being searched for. There are those who seem to feel entitled to have what others might be thankful for. And I sometimes wonder if people tend to just accept what is as it is without thought or reflection. It seems many of us are simply unaware, blind, unconscious of our relative fortunes. I think of the many children these days who grow up with many computers in their hands from the time they're 2, 3, by 4 years old, they can use both hands. Not likely to feel thankful for the opportunity. We are trained and learn from an early age what to expect, what to have based on want. I wonder if we as Americans, at least those not on the lower end of the economic ladder, have simply become used to having as an everyday circumstance, the absence of which would undoubtedly be unmistakable. This all shines a light on the issue, the dynamic, the experience of being thankful. How many of us have a conscious awareness of thankfulness? That feeling of appreciation for which we have or what has or has not happened. The Oxford Dictionary defines the word thankful as pleased and relieved. So Thanksgiving applies to feelings of being pleased and or relieved. As in, I'm glad we didn't get blown off the road. The winds were so strong. I'm thankful we didn't end up in a ditch. Or I'm so pleased we have gotten hired. I'm so pleased to have gotten hired. Now I won't have to borrow money. Data supports, to the extent we have an awareness of thankfulness, it is often for what happened or did not happen. Either of those can be the basis of so-called good feelings, maybe even sought after feelings. Both are inwardly focused. Both are inwardly focused. The origin of those thoughts and feelings reside within each one of us. Now I want to contrast thankfulness for what did or did not happen with the meaning of Thanksgiving. Giving thanks. I want to avoid going deeply into the origin story of the Pilgrims and the origin of Thanksgiving. But it seems to me, however one believes that happy story of early Americana, it makes perfect sense that the so-called Pilgrims were thankful for having made it through the seasons, thankful for being alive, thankful for what did not happen, and therefore a time of happy celebration. The story of Thanksgiving, at least as I understand it, isn't so much about thankfulness for still being alive, as even so as important as that is. As I understand the circumstances surrounding the origins of this day we celebrate as Thanksgiving, it's about the gift of receiving. It's about the pilgrims being grateful for what had been given by the native peoples: food, furs, gardening skills that allowed them to survive in this strange and different land. The celebration was, or should have been, about being grateful for the gift of compassion, the gift of life in a very real sense, given by the native folks. The origin story, as I understand Thanksgiving, is not about giving thanks for what did or did not happen, but rather a reaction to something ultimately much more significant. Thanksgiving is about being grateful, grateful for what had been given. Thanksgiving is about being grateful, grateful for what had been given. It's not about pleasure, a feeling that originates internally within each of us, but rather it's a response to the external. Gratefulness is a response to that which has been offered or given unbidden. Gratitude has its origin in the external world. It's a reaction. Gratitude is a reaction. It's a reaction to receiving something of value, material or otherwise, receiving something that has not been earned, purchased, or bartered. We can be grateful for being let into a line of traffic. We can be grateful for the beauty of a full moon. We can be grateful for a kindness offered at the grocery store. That is, if we pay attention, if we are open to receiving. We can be grateful for a compliment, for being seen, if we're open to the gift of receiving, if we're open to allowing the external to impact us, if we let the external in, if we engage the external. Gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful emotion. Its benefits are almost innumerable. Gratitude shown to another is the stuff of relationship building. It's a gift to another human being, an acknowledgement of their existence, an acknowledgement that they matter, that they have been seen, an acknowledgement of a gift received, rather like a thank you note given in person. Gratitude is a gift we can give to ourselves, a gift we can give to ourselves. One cannot be angry or upset and experience gratitude. The experience of gratitude calms our nerves, slows our breathing, lowers blood pressure, opens our hearts to life. It alters our experience of life. It infuses our lives with a sense of well-being, perhaps even what we call happiness. It invites others into a deeper sense of themselves. For if they are touched by your gratitude, they become more in touch with a deeper sense of themselves. Imagine the impact just one person open to gratitude can have on a small group of people who in turn experience gratitude in their own lives, who then touch another. Just imagine Imagine the power of a smile, if received with gratitude, can open another to a deeper sense of themselves, which then has the possibility of being passed on to one another. What a gift. What a gift. A gift we can give to ourselves and simultaneously to someone else. And the cost of receiving is simply to be open to being impacted by another human being. The cost of receiving is simply to be open to being impacted by another human being. Being open to letting the world in. For gratefulness and gratitude originates in the external and comes to us if we're open to receiving. Whereas thankfulness originates in our own thoughts, beliefs, and feelings and has real value, gratitude is always in response to a gift offered, often unbidden, from the external, if accepted and acknowledged as such. So during this time of Thanksgiving, be open to acknowledging both that which you are thankful for and for which may be offered to you as a gift. May you be touched and respond with gratitude. Blessed be. Amen.
My name is Nancy Bratton, and I'm the Special Collections Coordinator this year. And today we're going to take a special collection for Family Promise. And Jerry oversees the Family Promise this year and will be introducing Marie. Just a reminder, you can put the donation in the offertory basket today, or you can give online the whole month of November. Give generously and be thankful for Family Promise.
Hello, my name is Jerry Trammell. I'm the new UUCR Family Promise Coordinator. There's a quote that's been attributed to many different people, and it's been said a number of different ways, but I'm going to attribute it to Mahatma Gandhi. The true measure of a society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. That's what Family Promise is all about. Taking care of its most vulnerable members. Today we have Marie Beebe. She's the executive director of Family Promise. She's been the executive director for about 12 years. She's getting close to retirement. She's going to speak with you for a few minutes and remind us of the importance of Family Promise. She'll also stay after the service at the coffee hour for a few minutes if anyone would like to talk with her. Marie.
Thank you, Jerry. It's good to be here. It's always a pleasure to see our friends at UU. Family Promise, our vision is a community in which every family has a home, a livelihood, and a chance to build a better future. From 22 to 23, there was a 196.7% increase in family homelessness in the Roanoke Valley. Family Promise tries to address that issue. We are the only shelter in Roanoke that works solely with families with children. We allow the family to stay together as a whole when they're in our program, and we accept all families. To be in our program, they must be free from drugs and alcohol while they're in our program, not have a violent criminal history, and if they're escaping domestic violence, we need to make sure that they are safe and secure while they're in our facility. We have three main programs. Our first is what many people still call Interfaith Hospitality Network, or IHN. It is our shelter program. We work with local congregations to provide shelter and meals to families while they're in shelter. We provide intensive case management while they're there to address the reasons that they became homeless. Our second program is our Housing Stability Program. Housing Stability, we help families obtain housing and then stay permanently housed through case management. Last year, 100% of the families that we served in shelter moved to permanent housing. Those that we helped with additional case management after they were permanently housed, 95% of those stayed permanently housed. We also started during COVID a prevention and diversion program in which we provide financial assistance to families that have been through our shelter program. If they hit a bump in the road, we can help them financially with rent, utilities, those types of things to keep them permanently housed. When I think of Family Promise, it's interesting. The song this morning from Godspell is one of my favorite songs, and it reminds me of how important using our gifts and giving our gifts are. When I had just started, a family came to me. It was a single mom. She had 2 children. We had gotten them permanently housed, and she had really had a rough time. And she came to me a few weeks later, just in tears, and she said, "Marie, thank you. You gave me hope when I had no hope." And I feel that that is what each of you do when you participate in Family Promise, is you're giving a family hope. You're giving children hope for a better future. Thank you.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. True simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
Thank you. We'll keep it here in good, safe place to be for when you return.
Good morning. I'm Terry Smith, here to represent the Caring Committee today. This is the portion of the service where we share the joys and concerns of our congregation. And if you have an item you'd like to have shared with our community in this vehicle, you can send it to the church office. You can write it in our book, which normally would have been on the altar, but it got a little sidetracked this Sunday. I will leave it up here if you want to add something after the service. Or you could always call a member of the Caring Committee and let us know what you'd like shared. I'd like to let you all know Betsy Biesenbach, AV extraordinaire, has turned in her resignation, not as AV, but to her biggest client, and she will retire as of the end of December. Hey, Betsy, big milestone. On a less cheerful note, Rosalie Sutherland fell this past week. She has a broken pelvis and right now is in Lewis Gale, and unfortunately will need to go into rehab. The doctor, however, says surgery will not be required, but she's going to need a long time to heal. So please keep her in your thoughts. As we get a rehab address, we can pass that on and share it to you. I'd like to wish slightly belated happy birthday to our friend Beth Carruthers. On Halloween, some of you may know, she celebrated yet another birthday. It's not too late to send her a card, or better yet, drop by for a visit and tell her she's spookily young looking. And finally, on behalf of Sarah Divers, I'd like you to know there was a wonderful turnout yesterday for the Mish Moves performance that happened here at church. There were about 25 of us UUs and our friends, along with about 60 folks from the community at large. And Sarah is very grateful because you showed some UU love to this group. Now, I've not been authorized to say more, but
Don't let that stop.
huh? Right. When the mic goes dead, I'll know I've said too much. The dancers were delightful, twinkled toes, sparkling eyes, the whole works. But one of the most beautiful parts of the service was the presentation of a gift from our church, from the Mission and Ministry Fund, to contribute money for the building of the new studio, which will allow expansion of this nonprofit targeted program for children and dancers of all abilities. And I want to credit Walker Hartman for taking the initiative to submit the application for the grant. And I don't see our other workhorse here today. Please say her name. Thank you, Kay Brandt. I apologize. Kay also worked tirelessly. You may remember she and Walter twinkling their own toes up here to help promote the show. It was a great day, a great sign of outreach from our church into the community in support of building community awareness and togetherness around issues of race, fellowship, and supporting needs.
How much did we give?
Yes, I'm happy to say it was $3,500. No small gift. And from what I understand, there's still several $1,000s on the way to having the full cost of their studio covered. If you'd like to learn more, there are a lot of people around here who are now really high on Mish Moves. So thank you for those who took part. And thank you to our church for having a mission and ministry fund. As long as I've been around, I've not paid too much attention to that. And it was nice to be educated for myself and on behalf of the community. Now, for those who may have joys or concerns in your hearts, I invite you to come up and light a candle. We'll have people available at both sides of the altar to help you. Thank you.
From you I receive, you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Join me in a time of prayer and meditation. Our prayer this morning comes from a colleague who wrote a book, Be the Change. God of love, Spirit of my greatest longing, grant me the courage to look out with open eyes upon this broken and bleeding world. Let me not blink or turn away, but focus on that one important thing I can do today to affirm the worth and dignity of another. Grant me the wisdom to start with those close at hand who need my understanding, patience, the words of encouragement. Then lift my face that I might see those in the distance whose circumstances have bent them low, or whose captors have held them down for too long. When I've looked a long time at such cruelty, my mind grows weary with thoughts of my own impotence. Challenge me to not plead my weakness. Silence me before I speak such blasphemy. Break through my self-absorption that I might accept that I am capable of doing and know that doing it matters.
Just a few announcements today. The Pack a Snack is still collecting donations. We need peanut butter, applesauce, fruit cups, and granola bars. The need for holiday foods is also at an all-time high, so all donations are appreciated. There is going to be a blood drive here on November 25th, so fill up on turkey and then come give blood. The hanging of the greens is going to be on November 26th, immediately following the service. All of these announcements can be found in the weekly newsletter. To sign up, please contact admin@uuroanoke.org. And now we're going to have a quick update on the service auction from Sherry Burnett.
Good morning. As hopefully you all are aware, next Saturday night is our first live auction in 4 years. But I want you to remember that the auction's not over next Saturday night. We've got a whole week of silent virtual online bidding. And the main thing I wanted to mention this morning about that was you will receive a statement for what you owe, but it will not be until after the silent auction ends. So it'll be probably Saturday or Sunday, well, not Saturday, probably more like Monday or Tuesday, the following week. You'll, from everything you've purchased or bid on from the live and the silent, you'll get your final tally, and you can pay online, which is the nicest way to do it. Just go to the website if you're used to using that for anything else, and just click donation, and then it indicate that it's for the auction, and that's all there is to it. Also, thanks to everybody who participated in our raffles this year, our 50-50 raffle, which we've got one more, we can sell some more tickets today. But the Lucky You, which was a new raffle this year, which we're really excited about, the drawing for that will be held today in the small sanctuary during coffee hour. You don't have to be present to win, but join us in there, and we'll find out who got these lucky tickets. And now, Jane.
Oh, thank you. But if you can't make it to the live auction, but you want to bid, I will be your proxy. But you have to tell me what you want and how much you're willing to spend. I've done this before. It's a lot of fun. I love spending other people's money. You can either text me or you can call me, but I also have forms. You just, on the form, all you do is put down what you want and how much you're willing to spend. Alice Davis is going to help me this year. We're hoping we'll have a lot of people who normally couldn't make it bid, because this is a lot of fun. Just let me know. Just let me know if you want to a form, call me, text me, whatever it is. Thank you. Yeah.
Why doesn't everybody stand up for this one and sing
Thank
along?
you, Nancy. Because my voice. Do we have Lorraine coming up?
Yeah. Come on, Lorraine.
I said your name and it like echoed every Lorraine.
You guys know this one.
We gather together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation whose bounty we share. Both sorrow and gladness we find now in our living. We sing a hymn of praise to the life that we bear. We gather together to join in the journey, confirming, committing our passage to be our true affirmation in joy and tribulation. We're bound to human care and hope, then we are free.
you can stay. We'll do it from here. It is good that we're together. It's good that we support one another and the larger community. Go into your week in peace.
you.